peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
The President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. And I'll just read what I wrote at night to my President. Sir, it gives me great pleasure to have served as the Speaker of Nairobi County Assembly from September 2017 when we finished the elections to date. We have seen tremendous change, but also challenges. With the coming in of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, I believe Nairobi will transform to a better capital city. Sir, notwithstanding, for the last few days, we have seen lots of conflict and even life-threatening incidents. I humbly tender my resignation, and for continuity of the institution, I appoint my deputy, pursuant to the law and the new act, the Honorable Speaker John Kamangu, who is the Deputy Speaker, to take over as the acting Speaker and also the Chairperson of the Nairobi County Service Board as the Assembly prepares to recruit a new Speaker. I also leave the Assembly well prepared, and I know we are in court, but the orders were given, and Jacob Gwele was told to step aside. We had Ada Onyango. All of them are in court, and therefore they were told to step aside until the case is over on the 16th of October. And I therefore appoint the acting clerk, who has been there, Ms. Pauline Okuku, to continue serving as the acting clerk, but who is also the deputy clerk administration to support the Honorable John Kamangu during this period.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television from the Political Command Center, miles away from Nairobi. Good morning in Kenya. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning to you, Doctor, and good morning to our viewers.
Yeah, good morning, Professor Onyari. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Masanga and Miriam and the rest of our viewers.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry for the delay of 21 minutes, but here we are. Let's go straight to Miriam to get the update on the medical COVID-19 situation in Kenya and the COVID-19 situation in East Africa, COVID-19 situation in Africa and East Africa, Africa and the world. Thank you. Then later on, we look at the newspaper headlines from Kenya. We look at various places, and Karen will come up. Karen Joseph will summarize for us the achievements of agenda number 4 from Malindi, the coast, from coast Mombasa, Kwale, and other areas. She will come up, line up what has been done in that region for today. Then later on at 11 o'clock East African time, Miriam will lead us in the People's Court on corruption, economy, and we shall be throwing in our jabs as it comes. So thank you very much. Welcome, Karen Joseph from Malindi. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Matsanga. This is Karen Joseph from Malindi. Good morning, Professor Jared, Miriam as well, and Wesonga.
Wesonga is not yet here, but he's coming, and he will come at 11 o'clock. But this is, thank you very much, from the Political Command Center in Nairobi. The let Miriam bring it down to us. Take it away, Miriam.
Thank you, Doctor, for that introduction. Now, as we stand this morning, Kenya has confirmed a total of 26,928 cases. The death toll in the country is 423. Recoveries right now stands at 13,496, nearly half of that number that we have confirmed there. And Uganda confirmed cases is 1,297. 9 people have died. Also, we see there the death toll in Uganda slowly increasing. Recoveries right now stands at 1,137. And South Sudan, the cases is 2,470. The death toll is 47. Recoveries is 1,175. South Africa, 563,000 cases, 598. The death toll is 10,621. Recoveries is 417,200. And then we go to Sudan, 11,956 cases, 781 deaths. Recoveries is at 6,266. And then Rwanda, 2,152 cases. 7 people have since died. Recoveries is 1,392. And then is it Burundi? Also, the cases they have gone slightly up at 408. 1 person has died in Burundi. Recoveries is 315. And the total cases in Africa this morning is at 1,057,340. The number of deaths that have been reported in the continent is 23,599. And recovery so far is at 743,951. The global cases are way past 20.2 million cases, and the global deaths are around 738,956, and the global recoveries are over 13.1 million cases globally. So, Doctor, that is where we stand this morning in regards to the COVID-19 statistics.
Who is this?
All right. So as we now,
Go ahead.
All right, we turn our attention then to the the headlines on the different newspapers we have this morning. But before we do that, maybe we just complete this COVID-19 as we normally do. It's usually, we like getting the latest from the Ministry of Health and know what is really happening and what is the government doing. What are some of the new developments? So as it is right now, there will be damage to body. Recovered patients suffer damaged heart, lungs, and brains. So there are people who have recovered, but they're saying even if you've recovered from COVID-19, there are other now damages that people might suffer after even recovering from COVID-19. That story is on page 8 of the Daily Nation. Doctor, you think you've recovered from COVID-19, but apparently a few patients may now have to contend dealing with heart problems and also lungs and brain. Those are very serious health issues there.
Yeah, Miriam, that is true.
Yes.
Because when the bacteria enters the body and you become sick, you remember the body cells becomes weak, and the vital organs in the body, like the lungs, is the one which is affected most. So definitely, and those who might be having other conditions, it is true that their health will not remain the same.
All right, very well. And also, I think that's why they've been trying to discourage the use of hydroxychloroquine or something, because they're saying the continued use of this drug, because it treats malaria, and in malaria you take a certain dose, but with COVID-19 you might take more than what is required. So an increased use of this might come with these side effects, and that's why, as much as it has been used to try to treat COVID-19 patients, but it has been discouraged because of these side effects that now we are seeing. Karen.
Yes, I agree totally, because the virus attacks the organs from the word go. So there is a likelihood of them getting weak, and the effect is kind of long term. So I agree totally. There is a possibility of them having problems with the heart or the lung or the brain damage as well, Miriam.
All right, very well. So they're saying right now in Kenya there's been a shortage of reagents, so this has hampered testing. This is even after Kenya yesterday recorded a new 492 cases. And we know reagents right now, this is something that is what we would call a hot cake in the market. Every country wants it. And so I understand when there's a shortage of this, in the country. But Doctor, overall, and what is happening here in terms of COVID-19, are we likely to see, a slowing of the curve in the near future?
First of all, can I come in?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Miriam, I'm sorry there was interruption because there is a church service going on in All Saints Church in Kampala, where the remains of my uncle are being viewed by the state organs there. He was a very popular person among all these people in the liberation from a long time. So they said that's why it is off and on. Mm. So there's a live function which they tell me to check on. But thank you very much, Miriam. Let's be very honest about the COVID-19. This is something that I wrote yesterday or this morning. I don't know whether it is today. I am seeking for international solidarity. All the superpowers are running away. Each one is solving his own problem. If we in Africa are not very careful, we might have our own problem in our own hands. It looks like this thing comes and keeps quiet and keeps waits. So nobody is telling the people the truth about, is it kept quiet? Has it gone? When you read it, there's something which is, I don't know whether the professor has picked it also. There's a total confusion. You see, when it comes to the final, not only in Kenya, but in the final analysis, okay, they go and check you. Then some people tell you it will come back for you. So if you are telling me people are checking today, then it will come back for you. Some people will not go to hospital because the thing is really very, very, very scary. Very, very scary. And if you are telling people you are going to check them today, then come again, check again, then check again. So there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee that as soon as you are checked and then you are diagnosed with positive, you finish 14 days. The 16th, the 15th day, this thing comes back to strike you. Don't you think we are not finishing? There is something that we are not doing right. That is making people very, very scared immediately. Because you imagine you left the hospital yesterday, and then they tell you again you have it. Are you seeing my point by one of an ordinary Kenyan, an ordinary Ugandan, and an ordinary everybody? Someone will say, what is the problem now? If there is a way the Minister of Health can coin for us, that reassurance, how many days does it come after you have left the hospital? What should you do, which you did not do when you got the disease? You get my point? What should you do? We have not done the positive. We should be talking about a positive era. Koinange said he had it. And Koinange is now saying he's going back to work. What are the chances that Koinange, we are using Koinange because he's a figurehead in the media, and he put his things public. So everybody is supposed to know it. He said he had the corona positive test. He has been in home for 14 days. Now, yesterday he says he's going to start working back in the citizen television. Now, what are the chances? What is it that Koinange should do so that never should he get this thing again and return to the state? That's all I'm telling you. I am telling you, if we miss that point, I don't know if I'm right, if I'm wrong. Let God judge me. No. I think there's something the doctors are not telling. After most of the patients, Mr. Nani has done very well. Kagwe is not a medical doctor, but the two doctors on the committee of three, Amos and Madam CS, and then Mr. Ramadan Mohammed or Mr. Mohammed, they should be able to tell people. Yes, because that is one of the factors. It is our saying this is not criticism. We are telling the truth so that people can understand where the mistakes are. Why are people not going to the hospitals? Why are there people not in the clinics anyway? These are hard questions the president should ask people. Because we are not going to talk about this disease. When people, at least these 5 months, should teach us a way forward. Media.
All right. A very vital, questions there Doctor is raising that I think the government should pay attention to, because there are people who really don't know after have tested negative from COVID-19 or else. How should I make sure that I am more safer? And is it okay for me to return even immediately, perhaps to the place where I was exposed? So these are just some of the things that perhaps the Ministry of Health should give information so that Kenyans would know how to better self-care to themselves. So that's something else that should worry all of us. And right now, as it is, yesterday it was confirmed that a homemade face mask offers you little protection from the COVID-19 virus. Researchers have warned this confirms a long-held suspicion about the efficacy of a wide array of a face mask being sold on the market. Researchers from Duke University in the US put 14 types of masks to the test to find out which offered the most protection from the coronavirus. So why this should be a worry for Kenyans? Because the majority of Kenyans are wearing these homemade face masks, if I may call them that, the ones you can wash and reuse again, the reusable ones, and even the ones who are buying the medical masks, really, they're still saying those are not the right ones to wear. So that means we've been walking around not well protected, and we've been all being exposed. Karen, does that worry you?
Yes, it does. And that's why, Miriam, we have the money allocated for COVID-19. Now, let them provide the right face mask, because the common mwananchi will try however he or she can to protect himself. And if it's not done the proper way, then the health officials know which one suits the common mwananchi and can protect most from COVID. So let them use the money that was meant for COVID and provide the right face masks, if not the homemade, Miriam.
Mm-hmm. Professor, we know nearly all of us have probably worn a homemade masks at one point or the other, and now they're saying, the scientists now, I don't know what took them too long to come out and tell us, hey, these things you've been wearing, you're not very well protected after all. What is the dangers of this? Is that why we've been wearing the mask and we still see the numbers going up? Because these masks, their efficacy is not safe for us to be using, apparently, now we know.
Yes, Miriam, the science and the researchers are not doing as surveys, they are doing as the surveys. They are supposed to have advised correctly. And Miriam, to have a mask, even if it is not protective, is better than being without. So these people should be recommended, and they should be assisted to make masks which meet the standards. But I want to say that in terms of behavior change, in terms of people getting used to know that the mask is real, so it's very important that the government ensures that there's the right masks in the market and at the right prices, so that people can be able to afford to buy.
Mm-hmm. All right, very well. So that's it. Doctor, do you have anything to say about that mask? Professor, even the one you're holding, they're saying it's not safe, the 3-ply mask. So we've all been walking around here thinking we're protected. But as you said there, better having that than not having a mask at all.
Yeah, this is what is in the market.
Yes.
And as a Kenyan, I have done my level best to acquire what's a mask. So what they need to ensure is to bring the right masks in the market so that people can be able to buy them and at affordable price. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
But having this is better than nothing.
Very well. And I agree with you, Professor. Doctor, before we go to the headlines. All right. Then...
there is nothing much to add.
Mm-hmm.
I got a telephone call. Let me tell you, there's nothing much to add.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that we need to do at the moment is to thank the minister for giving us daily information. COVID-19 is real. COVID-19 is very, very, very real. And if you don't want to listen to the advice of the minister, then there is a problem that we have. And that problem can be solved. We either heal or perish. There are two options. Either we agree, we save the lives, or we all perish. There's nothing else we need to tell people. There's something which is not rhyming for me, David. Because you tested positive, okay? Then you stay 14 days. Nobody has actually told you what happens between 14 days. What else should you do which you did not do? You see, which you did not do, that will make it very, very difficult for anybody for the disease to catch you again. That's all I am saying. Thank you.
All right. Very well. Well, there's an issue here. We've been trying.
Miriam.
Yes.
Miriam.
Go ahead.
Dr. Masanga has raised that point twice, and let me just tell this one. The fact that you get a disease and you get cured, it does not mean that it will not strike back again. So what is needed here is strictly keep to the protocols being given by a World Health Organization, by the government, and by the Ministry of Health. Period. In fact, once you have gotten it, you become extra careful. And that's why we are trying to say that as a government, let it come forward and assure people that once you get this disease, you get cured, this is what happened. That is what is missing. And we want to say to Dr. Mwangangi and Dr. Rashid and Amoth, they should come forward, be able to assure Kenyans. We have said that much of the awareness is needed to the people of Kenya and the rest of the world. What happens after they have tested negative after the 14th day? So this information is needed, and people need to be told how to carry on with their lives after they have been healed.
Mm-hmm. Very well, and thank you so much there, Professor. Now we turn our attention to the headlines of the newspapers here, and something that, Murathe said, and yesterday it was on the papers, we didn't really look at it, and the other day it's here again. So now today, let's just talk a bit about it and move on to the other headlines. And on the Star newspaper, it says, why Uhuru will support Raila in 2022. A Jubilee Vice Chairman says President Kenyatta wants to settle a pre-independence historical debt. And if you've read the history of this country, we know how the relationship of our first president and Raila's father was, from being comrades, and then it became a bit frosty there. And sort of the same, I don't want to say animosity, but, the bad blood. I don't know if it has continued or it has been magnified, but sort of. So this handshake that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had is actually very significant. And I know, Professor, you've been very you've been a great supporter of this handshake, because it's not just what happened in 2018 on those steps of Harambee House, but this also dates way back into those days during our first, founding fathers there, and what was there then politically, and what we see even playing out today in the country. So that handshake, the significance of it, and what now Murathe is saying, or maybe not looking at what they're saying, but they're saying this could help, settle some pre-independence historical. He's saying debt, but I don't know if I want to use the word debt there. But yeah, I don't know, what do you make of it?
Miriam, that is very good, and you are right to say that I do support the handshake. I support the BBI, because I believe that this country needs unity, it needs peace for us to realize development. I've said peace is development, and development is peace. Mm-hmm. Having said that, those who don't run from history are condemned to repeat it. Jaramogi Oginga Odinga is on record in the historical books when the whites, the British, were calling Kenyatta a terrorist, a terrible leader. Jaramogi stood in the floor of Parliament